Hey everyone, this is Robert Chen from Thorn Technologies with a video on StorageLink. So StorageLink is our newest product. It is sort of like a Dropbox alternative that you can deploy within your own Google Cloud project so that you can own your data. All your data is in your own project instead of with a third-party SaaS solution. So this is StorageLink. Users can log in via the web and upload and download files. You have two classes of users. One type of user is a regular web user. They log in and then they can access files limited in scope to a certain bucket location. You also have an admin type user. The admin user can manage other web users. And so to log into either type of account, you would provide your username and password. So for example, I could log in as an admin here. Don't mind this. I haven't set up my default cloud connection, but here I'm logged in as the admin, hi admin, and I could log out. And then I also have a regular web user named Rob Test. Don't worry about these. I didn't set up my default cloud connection. But I am logged in now as a regular web user. Normally I would see a file system, and with this one login page, I could log in as either role, depending on which account has which role assigned to them. From a security perspective, the question has been asked, how do I prevent admin users from even attempting to log in on this form? So for example, if you have like a DMZ server in a DMZ area, and you only want regular web users to log in into this form, and then say if you had like another server pointing to the same database in a private subnet, on that other server, you want the capability to log in as an admin. So the question has been asked, and in this video, I'm going to walk you through some Nginx post configuration steps you can do. These post configurations, in effect, prevent the admin user from logging in. This involves the use of Lua, which is a programming language that you can use with Nginx. And the Lua syntax, it'll determine whether the user is logging in with an admin type of role. And if they're logging in as an admin, normally when you log in, you get back a token, an auth token. The Lua code that I'm going to show you will wipe out that admin token, and so you, in effect, log in as an admin and you get no token back. And through this approach, you can prevent admins from logging in into StorageLink on a DMZ-facing VM. Okay, so that's the overview of what we're going to do. I just showed you, I just demonstrated that I could log in as both the web user and the admin user on this box. And then throughout the rest of the video, I'm going to walk you through configuring Nginx to block admin login, and then we'll do another test after we make the changes and demonstrate that the admin is indeed blocked. So here I have a bunch of bash syntax and then a couple of other files here. I'll give you like a quick tour of what we're looking at here. Here I have a series of commands. What we're going to do is we're going to install something called OpenResty. OpenResty is it's sort of like a custom Nginx setup that supports Lua, and we're going to use Lua to blot out the auth token. So in order to install OpenResty, you got to perform these steps and then make some config changes as well. And then here are the config changes. Here's like a custom nginx.conf file, which we're going to use. And then we also have this adminfilter.conf file, which includes the Lua code here. And then we're going to wire all of this together. Okay, so first off, you want to SSH into StorageLink. I'm on Google Cloud, and so I'm using the SSH in browser. And then first I'm going to elevate my privileges to root. And then I'm just going to go down the list of these commands. First command, ss-nltp. This will show all of the listening ports and what service is listening. So right now we have port 80, which is Nginx, and also port 443, Nginx. These are standard ports. Just to show that the Nginx service is listening on these default web ports. Next, we're going to disable Nginx. Disabling Nginx just means it does not start on next reboot. And then we're going to stop it. And then if we rerun the ssnltp command again, we'll see that there is no port 80, no port 443. The reason why we want to stop Nginx is because we're going to instead use OpenResty, which is an alternate install of Nginx. OpenResty is sort of like a wrapper of its own custom-built Nginx. So we do not want our Nginx that comes with the image to conflict with OpenResty. Okay, next, these are some dependencies that you're going to need. So first we're going to do an apt-get update. We want to do this prior to installing these. I think these are already installed on the instance. Yeah, they're 0 newly installed. They were already on the instance, but I have these commands here just to make sure that the dependencies are present. Next, we're going to install OpenResty. So normally you would just do what we just did, apt-get update, apt-get install OpenResty. However, our repos do not have OpenResty. And so first we need to point to the OpenResty repo. But in order to point to the OpenResty repo, we need to install the PGP key. So working our way backwards, the first step is to first download the PGP key, which we just did using wget. And then it'll create the key file, GPG file here, user share key rings openresty.gpg. And you'll notice that it's not world readable and it's owned by root. So we need to make this world readable so that when we do the install, this key file can actually be read. So we're just going to chmod 644 on this file. And then if we show the permissions, we have world read, whereas before we did not. This is just something that you have to do to make it work. Next, we're going to run this command. It's pretty long. Just going to run it. And what it does is it will create this file, which we're going to cat. So one of our apt sources is going to be OpenResty, and it's going to be openresty.org. And then there's some information here, like signed by this key, for example. So this line simply points to the OpenResty repo. Now that we're pointing to the OpenResty repo, and we have the key wired, let's do another apt-get update, followed by the install of OpenResty. You're going to see this command line GUI pop up. It's saying that you're currently running this kernel 650.1013, which is not expected. We're expecting 650.1015. They're pretty similar, 1013, 1015. That's fine. Just hit enter. It's warning you, hey, I'm going to restart all of these services. That's fine. Just hit enter again. And then it's going to do what it promised. It's going to restart all of these services. Okay, so at this point, OpenResty should be installed. Next, we're going to wire everything up. In order to wire things up, we're going to make some config changes to Nginx. So first, let's take a look at what we got here. So if you cd to user local OpenResty Nginx conf, this is where the Nginx conf file is for OpenResty, which we installed. And then if you take a look, there is an nginx.conf file located in this directory that OpenResty uses. We're going to make a backup of this file before we make any changes to it. So here's the backup. So this is the original, just in case you need to fall back to it. And then now we have now that we have a backup, we can boldly make changes to this nginx.conf file. So let's go ahead and do that. vi nginx.conf. And this is what it looks like by default. This is what OpenResty gives you. We're going to delete all of this. So I'm going to do 999dd. dd deletes a single line. 999 performs the command like 1,000 times. So we're editing the nginx.conf file, and then we're going to replace it. We're going to replace the contents with what I have here. So I'm going to select all, copy, insert mode, and paste. Escape. Okay. So this is the nginx.conf syntax that that I have, and the most notable difference is I am including etc nginx sites enabled, which is where StorageLink stores its nginx website.conf file. Basically, I'm pointing OpenResty to our StorageLink nginx conf file. Okay, next, we're going to edit this website.conf file. So if we cd to this location. So if you've been using StorageLink or SFTP gateway, our Nginx conf file is in Etsy Nginx sites available. And then our conf file is this website.conf file. So what are we doing here? We're going to edit it, and then we're going to add the following lines. So if we edit this file, vi website.conf, here we have our standard StorageLink Nginx conf file. We have the server 80 block, which is the informational page on port 80 saying, click here to go to HTTPS. And then we have our server 443 block, which is where all of our real logic is in. And we have like a whole bunch of syntax here. We're going to insert what I copied from here into this location between the proxy buffer stuff and the location backend. We're going to insert we're going to insert these lines. So we're listening on the location /backend OAuth token. So whenever you log in, you're essentially requesting a token, which is this endpoint, backend OAuth token. And whenever you hit this token, OAuth token endpoint, we are going to include this special file, and this file is going to wipe out the token if you're an admin. Okay, so escape, :WQ to save. Next, we're pointing to this file, but it doesn't exist. So the next step is to create this file. So we're going to do vi and then Etsy Nginx sites available adminfilter.conf. So this is an empty file that we're creating. And then if we go back here on my third tab, I have the syntax for this adminfilter.conf, which we're including. Toward the bottom, it has the Lua code. With the here first, let me put in the document. Okay, so this is what it looks like. And then toward the bottom, we have the Lua code. Essentially, it is searching for the role. If the role is either role admin or role system admin, then we're going to, this is where the token is passed back. We're going to blot it out and replace it with a string admin not allowed. Otherwise, if they're a regular user, we're going to pass back the token normally. So we're going to save :WQ. And now we've reached the end of the instructions. So let's do service OpenResty restart to apply our changes. We're going to bounce OpenResty. Okay. So we made a whole bunch of config changes. We have the Lua code, which is in this file. And then we wired our changes via website.conf and nginx.conf. Now let's go ahead and test this. So I'm going to start with not the admin user, but the web user. So the web user was Rob Test. And this web user should still be able to log in. Let's see what happens. Okay, so I'm logged in. Don't worry about this. This is just me not configuring the default cloud connection. But I am logged in as the regular web user. Hi, Rob Test. So the positive control is working, so I'm going to log out. Now, the moment of truth, I'm going to log in as the admin user. And if I click sign in, This time around, instead of logging me in and then it'll let me log out, this time around I get a something went wrong. Check that the server is running. So just to show you this again, if I log in, yeah, it says something went wrong. Check that the server is running. Basically, the admin token has been blotted out. But you might be wondering, am I just typing the password wrong? So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do like a negative control. I'm going to just type in junk into the password field and then sign in. And if I pass in the wrong password, I actually get a different error message, bad credentials, 9 login attempts left. So when you log in with the correct password, you actually get a special error message. It doesn't really say what's going on, but it's really, I logged in successfully. It gave back a token, but the token is worthless. So that's it. These are the instructions for installing and configuring OpenResty, which gives you an Nginx custom install that supports Lua syntax. And then we have Lua syntax that will blot out the admin token in the response. And we have supporting Nginx comp files to wire OpenResty's Nginx so that it can run that Lua code. So hopefully this helps someone, and thanks for watching.